All right, everyone, we have Kate here. If you have a question, please raise your hand. Jason, we could start with you.
Sure. Hi, Kate. Thanks for speaking with us.
Of course, happy to.
I wanted to, discuss your performance last week. It in the midst of requesting people, I feel like we maybe messed up on our side by not requesting to talk to you as well because you made a big impact in the game. I was looking through the numbers and I just kept seeing high numbers in good situations for you, and I was had to go back and check some things. I was wondering what you were seeing out there in terms of being able to influence the game as a wingback and not just in the classic like get forward and hit crosses kind of sense, but in possession, it seemed like you were able to really help the team progress the ball in ways that aren't just sort of lumping it in there.
Yeah, absolutely. Obviously, a little bit of a different look for us last weekend with the wingbacks. I think we've been working a lot kind of in this July period on some different rotations, some ways just to change up the way that we're attacking, especially in our opponent's half. And yeah, obviously it's nice to be back in there playing along the likes of some really talented and really creative players in our attacking third. And I think what we were able to do on the ball, but also our movements off the ball made it really difficult to defend. So just looking to bring some more of that creativity and unpredictability into this weekend against Gotham as well.
And then, on a personal level, I know for you last year and this year, it's been, you've had to deal with a couple different injuries and it's been kind of stop start. How was it to get out there, get a start in a high demand game and in hot conditions, not just be able to go through the motions, but be able to influence the game and actually, really, I think pretty tangibly contribute to the win.
Yeah, absolutely. It's obviously never easy being injured, but I know myself and kind of the rest of the crew that's been on the availability report this year has put in a lot of work behind the scenes, kind of that most people don't see to prepare us to be able to come in and step into an important role for the team and like you said, actually contribute. So I'm really just honestly grateful for the opportunity that I got to play back at home in front of our fans at Audi. And yeah, really just kind of leaned on my teammates, I think, to help through some of the nerves of it being my first start back. And that was great. But yeah, really just grateful for the opportunity and happy that I was able to take it and run with it a little bit.
Appreciate it. I'll pass the mic here.
Ella, you could go ahead.
Sorry, Andre, if I hopped in front of you in line. Um, Thanks for speaking with us, Kate. You know, there was obviously a lot of emotions around Sunday's game, whether it was like being back at home, second half of the season, the way that game ended, and kind of a quick turnaround going to Gotham on the road for a Saturday afternoon game. How do you kind of maintain that momentum as it keeps going forward, as this, keeps going forward?
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. A lot of excitement after the big one on Sunday. And we want to keep that rolling into this week, but also understanding that it's a new week and Gotham is a different opponent and they're going to present some different challenges to us. So I think we did a good job of closing the book on the win against Portland and want to carry that confidence with us, but understanding that we have to prepare and be ready for a completely different game this weekend as well.
Andre, you could go ahead.
Hey, Kate, thanks for speaking with us. When you're answering Jason's question, you mentioned the work that goes on behind the scenes as a recovering player, and that quite a few players were kind of in a group together. The Spirit fans and us on the outside only see the availability report and are like, "Oh no, like this is frustrating that we want to see the players on the pitch." And obviously, you want to be on the pitch. So, can you detail what those moments are like? Like, what does the day to day kind of look like, and what is it kind of like when somebody from that group kind of gets healthy enough to train and then play and all of that?
Yeah, absolutely. We obviously got a lot of quality time together at the facility. When the team's on the road traveling, we're still showing up here every day with our medical staff and some of our technical staff as well. And we've kind of really just developed a bond, I think, that group. And it's been awesome to see people, we call it graduating, into being back in training with the team and get to celebrate them. And then obviously to have my turn as well was really exciting and just really felt the love of those girls who have been kind of every day with me, carrying me through some of the tough times. And hopefully I was able to do the same for them as well. But just like a genuine excitement and joy for one another getting back on the field. I think that came from just a long period of time where we had to, be there for each other and show up in ways that weren't necessarily what we wanted, but the position that we were in. And I think that we made the most of it and really kind of leaned into that time to prepare us to come into the second half of the season feeling good and ready to roll.
Appreciate that, and love the graduation aspect of that. That's fun. Also wanted to ask about Adrián as the permanent head coach now. Obviously, we've talked to a few players about it. It's been announced for a while, but your perspective on that, and also just how his style of play, what he's coached so far. How do you see, like Jason mentioned, you had a tremendous game especially for your first game back. You had a tremendous game. How do you see his coaching style maybe being able to get the best out of players like yourself, but also some of the players like Bethune and Rodman and all the other, big name players, but everybody on the pitch, not just specifically focusing on a couple?
Yeah, I think one of Adrian's major strengths is just his relationships with the players. And he's really intentional about investing into each one of us personally as human beings first. And to me, that's such a great way to really get the best out of your players. I think we have the confidence to know that he genuinely cares about me as Kate before he cares about Kate, the soccer player, and the same with Croy and Trin and everybody else on the field. And I think that that's a unique quality to have as a professional coach. And I think that's something that we're going to lean into with him at the helm and kind of really be able to have this feel of genuinely wanting to play well for him and for this team and for these fans. And I think that that can kind of carry us past, when some of the soccer stuff doesn't go right or fails, that that love kind of for each other and respect with our coach will take us a long way.
I appreciate that. Thank you, and welcome back.
Thank you.
Jason, do you have another?
Yeah, Kate, I was curious. Last year we saw you both play. I think almost every game the team was playing out of a back four, but you played some as a left winger, some as a left back. Obviously this past weekend, left wing back went quite well. Is that maybe the wing back aspect, the sort of a hybrid of those two? Do you think that's bringing out the best of your game, or do you think further forward or further back is like a 10 out of 10 fit for you?
I think obviously I want to be as versatile as I can and be able to come in and kind of play in a couple of different roles. But I do feel like just kind of my profile as a player is pretty well suited to play wingback. And I definitely enjoyed playing in that system this past week. And I think kind of our ability to play in either a four or a five and kind of come out in a system that best suits the opponent that we're playing is going to be a really helpful tool for us down the stretch. So it's my job as a player to do the best that I can to be able to fill in kind of the different slots based on what's needed for that weekend.
And just one last one. Adrian, a couple of times during when he's been in head coach, whether permanent or interim, and even Jonah while he was here, they both repeatedly came back to a point that they don't really believe in formations. I think Adrian literally said, "I don't believe in formations" to us on Sunday. I'm wondering how that manifests for you when you're told, obviously you're given a space on the field that you're probably going to be spending a lot of your time in. But it's not the same as being told like you have to stay in this specific space and you have to do these specific things over and over again. I'm wondering how that sort of manifests, how it's maybe different from your experiences in the past that maybe were a little more like, yes, I do believe, and I believe in a specific formation. And instead here it's very much a little more conceptual, I think is fair to say. I hope this question's making sense because we're trying to maybe piece together what that means when Adrian says, I don't believe in formations, and then the team plays in a clear system.
Yeah, your question makes sense. I think kind of what Audrey's trying to get across to us, is that he's trying to teach us to be soccer players first before he's teaching me to be a left back or a left wing back. And so I think that kind of gives us the freedom and the ability to read different situations in the game and be able to respond to those with kind of freedom to solve as we see fit versus, oh, this is my job in this system as a left back and I have to stick to this no matter what. And I think as a player, that's a really exciting kind of philosophy to be under. And I think, kind of a touch point for us with our fans this year, especially, has just been they've commented on us playing with some freedom and some joy. And I think that kind of this philosophy that we're not rigid in our structure is a big contributor to that factor. And so we want to kind of develop that philosophy and really kind of play with that freedom and that joy. And I think that in a system where the formations maybe aren't as rigid, it gives us the confidence and the ability to do that successfully.
That makes sense. Thanks so much, Kate. Appreciate it.
No problem.
Is everyone good? All right. Thanks, Kate. Thanks, everyone.
Thank you, guys.
We'll see you Saturday.
Thanks. Appreciate it.